Okay, 29th December, sill's welded on as promised last night. I welded it on. Okay, now just blended in the A post there, that's now in. I'm just checking the alignment with the wing. This is the old battered wing. Just basically I didn't expect it absolutely flush fit. It's not far off actually, because that panel's been grafted, but you can easily adapt the wing edge just to fit in there, and you can use sealant down if there's any gaps. It's not too bad, so we're okay with that. Checking the alignment inside, and that's all alright. Just got to take this coat. Okay, I'm under sealing, seam sealing the inner sill now. It's welded in, I can seam seal it, so away we go with the seam sealer, and we're dressing up this, if you remember on the earlier videos, we grafted in this piece, so we're dressing the welds. I'm going to hide those welds, a little bit of filler. I'm pleased with the weld joint here, nice and smooth. So yep, something wrong with that.
So what you doing now?
I'm just mixing up some filler, because what you do...
Is this from a job from the other day?
Yeah, it's the plug welds which you put in. Once you flatten them down, it leaves little holes, so you put filler in just to cap them off, and you just sand it back, and then you put a little indent in so it looks like a spot weld. It's the closest you can get without using a spot welder. And I've fitted that inner panel there, and I've ground all the welds down. Even when you've done that, it leaves little holes, so the filler's going to go in them, just to make it smooth, so you can't see where it's been welded.
Sweet.
And also the front A panel, it's got a little dent in it, because it's a crappy copy panel that I've got. They're always like that, they just don't quite fit, so I'm filling the dents in on it.
Filling the dents, filling the dents.
Well, only the bodywork shop will do all this, but I just want to get it something right so I can see the layout. I'll leave it to the bodywork shop, all that. But I just wanted to see it off and get that job boxed off. So, because I won't do this side. Normally I'd let them do the filling, but I'll save money if I do all the spot weld filling myself.
Prepping it as much as you can.
Yeah. See there, it's just that bit, there's a dent there. You haven't like it, so get rid of it really. Not much.
She's getting bogged.
Yeah, a little bit. So not about it.
You ever gone into cake making or anything like that?
I do a lovely jam roll with coal. Okay, we've welded the sill. It's all on. Just my welds on there. It's at 29th December. Coming up to, I think it's coming 11 o'clock at night now, so done for the day. I've done some filling work, just blended in the pillars, finish off this end, Put some stone chip down just on there, just to see how it fits. Tested the jack's on, the jacking point working alright there. So we've got that looking good. There's a few spot welds to grind down, and then another couple of coats of primer, but I'm quite pleased with the alignments. It's got this end to do next, just fill those spot welds, and I'm looking for a section for here because it's been taken off this sill. I bought it like that, so I need that section. Don't know where I'm going to get one of them from, but I need one ASAP really. I might have to cut one off another car because you can't buy that set. 30th of December 2011. Here we are, ready for another 4 or 5 hours work on the car. Picking up from yesterday. That's your front A panel, jacking point, your A post, skin on. Just a quick skim of filler on it there. We're now in the process of hiding the spot welds. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're grinding down the spot welds, and then we're going to put just a quick coat of primer on it just to protect it till it goes to the body shop, and they'll carry on with the finer aspects of the body work. I'm just doing, as you know, the structural work really. A tip for you, if you're doing this similar work and you can't get your normal regular 4-inch grinder in, I've been doing most of the donkey work with the big grinder, which is my Makita one. That's with the guard on it, of course. Now got to use that guard if you're using thin disc. Well, the guard all the time really. Tempting to take them off, but I wouldn't recommend it. You'll be regretting that when your fingers are hanging on the floor. But yeah, can't get the grinder in to the plug welds at the back of that A post, so we used this Dremel or rotary cutting tool, high-speed rotary cutting tool. Can be any high-speed rotary cutting tool with a cutting disc on there, 38mm disc on it. I think it's a mil thick, and that goes nicely. Let's just get that light again. I do struggle with this light. Goes nicely in there like that, so you can get into the spots, grind the heads off them, ready for your filler to fill in the gaps. And also it works nicely on the edge of the sill lip so that you don't damage the sill. The 4-inch grinder will go in here, but you risk hitting the sill, cutting scratch marks in it. So get this, and it's much more manoeuvrable and actually cuts through them welds better than the grinding disc does. I'm surprised. I've done, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 12 welds and it isn't even beginning to knock that grinder disc down. So I'm pretty pleased that this is going to be used quite a lot on dressing up the welds. Where did we get to yesterday? Well, I've done the inner A-post. I've rust-proofed that, rust-heated that with Q-Rust, which is quite a good one. Probably not the best, Dinatrol's the best, but I just can't get it off the shelf, whereas Q-Rust you can go into Whole Foods or cheaper places and pick it up. Whole Foods isn't the cheapest, it's just convenience. But Q-Rust, and then brushable seam sealer. I actually used one out of a squeezed tin. What did I use? Pretty good stuff this. Final Systems flexible seam sealer. Anyway, came out the nozzle and then went over with a brush to give it the factory look. And I've just given it a coat of metallic blue paint. It's not actually the right paint match for this, but I just wanted to see how it looked. I'll probably get some Miami blue paint, which is sapphire blue, which is what this car is, and then I'll do that when I do the floor pans. These floor pans are getting very thick special soundproofing stuff on it, so I'm not going to go crazily to town dressing these welds here. This was some of my earlier welding, which I improved as I went along. I'd not welded for 15 years, and I'd used gas actually before that. I'd never used a MIG before, so I had to get to terms with it first. And as you progress, you get better with your welding. But I've double checked it, and I've been hammering that into shape. I know it's got a hold of it pretty nice. That gets the soundproofing on it, so you're never even going to see it, and then it'll be painted in the metallic factory paint, so that'll all be there. There's just no point making that neat. I can't see any point in doing it at all, other than just, you know, as a documentary record, because it's just going to be covered up, and it's solid, and it's going to be sealed. So anyway, that's that. I've used some filler primer on this on the B post now, because filler primer is slightly thick, and it just, as it says on the tin, fills in any imperfections. I've body filled and ground sanded this, so you can't see the spot welds. Just for a little touch, I'm going to put little drill marks on to simulate spot welds. Don't really need to do it, but it only takes a minute, so I'll do that. Got some paint to go on there, on the rest of the inner sill. So that's looking complete there. So we're heading towards now this section. This is going to be next on the hit list. We're going to go for this, the $1 million question of, do you replace the entire rear quarter? I've done one before, not terribly difficult, but I am trying to save as much metal on the car as I can. So I haven't yet decided whether or not to take that out. It's not really bad. I mean, the arch can be bought, and I can fit it. The lower piece can be bought, and I can fit it. Obviously, this damage is unusually bad. It's not very often you'd see a car with rot as bad as that, because it's been left out for 24 years in the rain with a dodgy vinyl roof, and that's what you get. So I've got to tackle that. I'm going to have a go at plating and skimming it and seeing what the result's like. If it looks rubbish, it's warped and rippled, I might take it off. I'm going to have a go. Bear in mind that the vinyl roof covers this, so you can get away with a little bit of panel distortion by tapping it in, skimming it, and then knowing the vinyl roof's going to cover that. But I'm 50-50 what to do. And then we'll be heading to the boot. There's the new boot ready. That needs some prep work because it had already been repaired on the car. It was cut off, so I've got to undo the mess they've made and put that right, then dress that panel, clean all the edges on it, and get it ready to go into the boot. So we're on our way round, and that's where we're at the moment. Front end, as I said, I've finished that really. Jacking point works well, and we're there. That's where we're at. So I'll resume in a minute. We're on the next task. Oh, I've got this as well, by the way. Forgot. That'll be a little. Need to get an arch. Make a piece for that. Repair that. I'll probably lift that up. Drill them spot welds. Lift that. Get that fixed and get that on. That's another task to do. So there we are. After I've finished dressing the remainder of the welds. There's some underneath there too, as you saw in the last video. So we'll get that all boxed off. So that's finished. That's today's work. If you are replacing the bottom of your B posts, like a lot of people do, and you're going to be welding it and filling it, when you do your filler, it's quite easy to lose that very straight factory edge because the spot welds are done at the factory right at the bottom of the edge. So when you drill them out, you end up creating a rough edge here, a serrated edge. So once you've done your filler, use your cutting wheel and go along and follow it, and you can cut a very nice straight neat bottom line to it, easier than trying to sand it flat with some sandpaper and stuff on a piece of wood or something. You use this and slowly just follow the line across. That's what I've done. Worked quite well, that technique. Don't assume your body shop will notice things like that either. You know, they might not, or you might forget to mention for them to do it, and once you've sprayed the car, you know, you're better off having it done now. So, you know, look at the whole job and think, well, how far have I got to think ahead to the body shop and say, you know, either write it down to tell them to straighten that edge, or do it now and it's out of the way. That's what I've done. Say it's worth doing because you get the straight edge, and if you want, again, you can pop some indentations in to simulate the welds, which is what we'll be doing now. I've just changed, hold on, I've just changed, hold on, just changed heads so that I can get into this little tricky bit of weld that the cutter, even that little mini Dremel disc, couldn't get in. So little grinding head there to get to that, and you see that bit of spot weld. It's just on that lip. There's a lip here, and I want to just get that more defined and get that out. May as well while I'm here. May as well do it. Yeah, I found a couple of patches I need to do just by the seat mounting points. So I'm just going to take the under seal back and go in a soundproofing back and just check the whole floor's alright just before I move on any further into the car. So a little bit of a plate to put in there, we'll get on with that now. Alright, just found a bit of weak metal there, a bit of a rust hole, cut it out, got a plate ready. One there just by the seat mounting point, one just on the chassis, and just tidy up that drain bung hole. So it's a little bit of floor patching to finish in this rear section now, and that little one there, well, quite a big one there in the front. Then we'll be drilling out the spot welds to drop the chassis rail out. That's the next task. Plate there, the piece that I cut out, spray over it, give you a template, cut around that with a 1mm angle grinder disc, slightly oversized, and then offer it up, get it seam welded. I've offered the plate up, it's a good fit, we're ready to get some welds in. I've used a magnet to hold that in place so it's flush, then I'll get a couple of welds in there and then take the magnet off. Okay, that's it, patch is in. I'll grind that back and seam seal it. Okay, that plate's in, seam sealed up, done. Next one here, cut that round that, get in the shape, cut that to shape, get that in next, get that seam sealed on. We're not hanging around, we're moving now. Section's held onto the seat mounting plate, so seat support bracket, just have to drill some spot welds off it. Ready to go this now. To make a piece of metal to fit. Just get a little wobble, just one edge of the spot weld there. That's it, away she goes. So there's your piece, that's the template, we'll get that cut now. Gonna hammer it straight first on the anvil. This is your anvil, as I've seen in previous videos, it's your RSJ. Great for metal working. So we want to bash that straight. Flip that over. And again. And again. keep flipping it till you've got it pancaked. Okay, over to your metal, pop it up, clean area, just want to work closer to this edge. It's not got quite got a straight edge on it, but I could use that. Just trying to save the metal there. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Right, paint that up. Just do it like this, hold on. Using a bit of filler primer as a mask. But let's tip that upside down so it'll jam the nozzle. That's it, right, I'll call off a